Hi guys, it's Ebony and I am back with another video. This video, I was thinking about a few things at work and I thought, why don't I do a video on this, because maybe it can help somebody. And this video is going to be my top 10 tips for working mothers. I am very open with you guys. Well, I'm secretive about some things, but I've shared with you guys a lot of things as far as my home life and my family life and things like that. So many of you know that I'm a mother of 4 children, 3 biological children and 1 child, which I heard a lady one time put it so nicely. She said one of her children was a wedding gift that she received when she married her husband. So basically it's her stepchild, but she stated it as it was a wedding gift she received when she married her husband. So I have 3 biological children and a stepdaughter, all whom I love very much. So I'm a very busy mother. I'm also a working mother, so I do work outside of the home 40 sometimes 50 hours a week, depending on what I need to get done at work. So my time is very limited. So I've had to develop, let me turn this camera because I'm kind of crooked. Okay. So I've had to develop certain routines or certain habits to make sure my household is taken care of. Otherwise, it would be chaos and confusion, and everybody would be everywhere and everything would be all over the place. So I wanted to share these tips with you. And I know if you're a working mother and you've been working for a while and you've had children for a while, you probably already have your own routines, but maybe a few things might be helpful to you as well. Okay, so I wrote down a list while I was at work. Like I said, I was writing down things, so I wrote down a list. So number 1 is keep a close prayer relationship with God. This is the most important thing I do to keep my sanity, to keep my stress level down, to keep confusion down, is I keep a close prayer relationship with God. I recommend every morning, if you don't already do it, the first thing in the morning is to sit down in a certain place, maybe a corner, maybe a particular room. Sit down, pray, read your Bible, talk to God. This will help set the tone for your day. This will put you in the right mindset for the rest of your day. I read on a lady's website. I'll get the website and I'll put it somewhere on the screen because I love this website. But I read on this lady's website, or this particular website, that in the morning she follows ACTS, ATCS, and ACTS basically is the way that she pray. First, she shows admiration for the Lord. She worships the Lord, tells the Lord how thankful she is, those sort of things. Then she does C, which is confessions, and she confesses her sins. Then she does T for thanksgiving. She thanks the Lord for her blessings. Anything that you're blessed for, definitely thank the Lord. And then she does S, which is supplication, I believe, which is at that time you let the Lord know what you need, pray for the things that you need in your life. So I like to follow that. Ever since I read that, I like to follow that. But definitely pray. Keep that close relationship with God. Pray, not only in the morning, but it's best to do it in the morning because, like I said, it will set the tone for your day. But pray all during the day. Sometimes I leave work and I go to my car and I pray. Sometimes I just take a few minutes while I'm at home and my kids are driving me crazy and I pray. Because prayer will get you back in the mindset you need to be in order to deal with the things you need to deal with. Number 2, keep a calendar. Before I started keeping a calendar, I try to keep all of these dates and all of these events and all of these things in my head, and I was literally going crazy because I felt so stressed out trying to keep everything organized in my head and trying to remember everything. And then one day I was like, why don't I just get a calendar? So this is the calendar. This is the calendar. This is the calendar that I use. It looks like this. I just got it from Walmart. I like this calendar, though it can't fit in my purse unless I get a big purse. You can get the small ones that can fit in your purse if you like those better, but I like this one better because I can write out things and actually see what I'm writing, and I don't have to squeeze it into these tiny boxes. So this was my July. Can you see that? This was my July. So almost every day in July I had something to do, and I wrote it down on the calendar. Doctor's appointments, the cable guy was coming to set up the cable, my if my husband has anything, I write it down on here. That way I can, hey, remind him, hey, you have this and this day, children's dance classes, anything. I will write it on this calendar. And this is just a month. This is the month of July. And then my calendar is broken down into weeks. You probably can't see this, but it has like Monday, Tuesday, whatever. And then I just write down my task for that day, and then when they're done, I mark them off. So I like this calendar because I have it at home. I put my home stuff there, but I also take it to work and I put my work stuff in there. So I always know what needs to be done, whether I'm at home or I'm at work. Alright, number 3, it is keep a home management notebook. I won't go into too much detail because it will take forever, but if you go to Google and you Google home management notebook, or if you go to YouTube and you put in home management notebook, it'll pull up a wealth of information. This is just a big binder where you keep task lists, grocery lists, dinner planning menus, important information, important numbers, important dates. You can even put a calendar in there if you want it all in one place, but I like to keep my home management notebook and my calendar separate because I take my calendar to work and I do not take my home management notebook to work. So you just put like daily to-do lists, weekly to-do lists, cleaning lists, things like that. Just Google it. It's so helpful. Every mother needs that, whether you're working or not, because this is going to keep you organized. This is going to keep everything together. And if you ever need to reference, if you ever need somebody to run your home, maybe you get sick and you're in the hospital, or somebody comes in for a few days and they need like somewhere they can go to get all the information about running your house, you will have that notebook. That is a great thing to have. I'm just going to leave it at that because, like I said, I can take forever talking about that. Number 4, get a daily, weekly routine and stick to it. This is so important because kids thrive off of routines. Once they have a routine in place and they get in the habit of doing it, it's like second nature to them. And even adults, we thrive off of routines as well. So get a routine and stick to it. Mondays, this is what we're going to do. Mondays, this is what I'm going to do as far as cleaning the house. Mondays, this is what I'm going to do as far as, we have dance class. Wednesdays, Bible study. Wednesdays, I'm going to clean all the bathrooms in the house. Wednesdays, I'm going to do this. You know, every day have a list of things that you will do each week on that day. Also have a weekly routine, things that you're going to do like once a week. Okay, so this video is going to be choppy because the bugs are attacking me, and every time I get attacked I have to cut the video. But anyway, have a weekly routine as well, things that you do once a week. Maybe you clean out the refrigerator once a week. Some things that I do weekly: clean out the refrigerator, clean out my car, and clean out my purse. In my car, if you have kids, you know there's all types of stuff that gets hidden and dropped and slid underneath the seats and pushed in between seats, and your car can be a mess. So weekly I try to clean out my car. I try to clean out my purse because I will find Cheetos and socks and extra pull-ups and all types of stuff in my purse. And I try to clean out the refrigerator, the microwave, things like that. So things that you do weekly. Have a routine. Routines help keep things organized and keep chaos from happening. Trust me. Family before work. If you're a working mother and you have a career and you're passionate about your career, more power to you. That is awesome, but you should always remember that your family comes before your work. One thing a professor once told me, one of my professors once told me, and I always remember it. He says that you have a lot of balls that you are juggling. Some balls are made of glass, some balls are made of rubber. Work is one of those balls that are made of rubber. School is one of those balls that are made of rubber. Your husband is made of glass. Your family is made of glass. So as you're juggling these balls, if you have to drop one, you want to drop the one that's made of rubber and not the ones that are made of glass, because those will break and you won't be able to repair them. The rubber ones, they will bounce back. So if you have a choice between your family and work, working overtime, putting in extra hours, getting a promotion that's going to take you away from home more, yes, we all need money to survive, but you have to realize your children are only children for a certain amount of years. So if you have to choose, make sure you put your family before your work, because those are glass balls, and if you drop them, they will have severe consequences, damaging consequences, and your work will bounce back, your school will bounce back. If you get fired, You should be able to get another job. God will provide, don't worry. You will be able to make ends meet somehow, some way. But if you drop that ball that's your husband, that might lead to a divorce. Or if you drop that ball that's your child, that child may grow up and have, problems because they felt like they were neglected. So just keep that in mind. Family before work. Plan, but don't worry. Okay. So this is important. As a mother, I know I worry a lot, and especially about my children. I worry a whole lot. But the thing about it is, you want to plan, but you don't want to worry, because worry causes stress. Worry causes anxiety. Worry causes sleepless nights. You want to plan. Planning will help you to feel, sorry, I have my laptop here. Planning will help you to feel less stressed, because you don't worry about things you've already planned out as much, because you have a plan in place, So plan and don't worry. And I want to share something. Matthew 6:34. It says, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." That cannot be so much more true. Like, don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will be there. God will be there to help you along the way. You will survive. Don't worry about tomorrow. Worry about today, because it has enough trouble of its own. It has good things and bad things. Good things that you don't want to miss. Bad things that you want to tackle without your mind being somewhere else in the future. So number 6 of my top 10 tips is plan, but do not worry. And remember that scripture. Okay, number 7, clean a little bit every day to prevent major cleaning. This goes back to number 4, get a daily, weekly routine and stick to it. Every day you want to clean just a little bit, something. You want to clean the bathrooms, you want to polish all the furniture, you want to sweep them off the floor one of the days of the week. You want to do just a little bit every day, because once that stuff piles up on you, you ain't going to be able to get out from underneath that. I mean, trust me, I've been there. I've been there. So you want to do just a little bit every day, and then constantly doing that will keep you from having to do major housework, and from being overwhelmed and not knowing where to start, and from the place looking like Hurricane Katrina then being up all in through your house. So that is number 7. Clean a little bit every day to prevent having to do some major cleaning. Number 8, don't be afraid to ask for help. Alright guys, so my memory card got full, so I had to take it out, download the video, come back. It's getting dark, so let me go ahead and finish this before it gets dark out here. But number 8, don't be afraid to ask for help. And I have a big problem with this, because I don't like to worry people, I don't like to bother people, and I don't like to inconvenience people. But you can't be afraid to ask for help, because you can't do everything. You just can't, especially if you have a big family. You can't do everything. Even if you have a small family, sometimes you just can't do everything. So if you have a mother, auntie, cousin, neighbor, somebody, a friend, it's people you trust, don't be afraid to ask, "Hey, do you mind cooking for me tonight? I'm going to be late." Or do you mind picking up my children? Or like, I have 3 daughters, so somebody's hair always needs to be braided, combed, something. Do you mind braiding one of my daughter's hair? Don't be afraid to ask for help. You can't carry the burden on you all the time. Sometimes you have to give it up and ask for help, otherwise you will get stressed out. Number 9, don't be afraid to apologize to your husband or your children. In the process, you will make mistakes. You're working, you're trying to balance home, work, sometimes school, for those of you who are in school too, and I was in school at one point, working and trying to be a mother, and you will make mistakes. That will happen. And when you make a mistake, humble yourself and apologize. If you do something wrong, or if maybe you are so stressed that you snap at your husband, or you snap at your children, you say something that maybe you shouldn't have, don't be afraid to apologize, especially to your children too, because you're setting that example of how they should interact with people when they get older. Say, you know what, say for instance, I've done this before. I've accused one child of doing something when actually I found out later that it was another child. And you can just go to the child and be like, I want to apologize to you. I said that you did such and such earlier, but I found out it was your sister who did it. So I was wrong, and I want to apologize for accusing you. Will you accept my apology? It's okay to apologize as a parent. You're not losing your authority. You're not You're not becoming weak or anything like that. You're actually setting an example of how your kids should be when they get older. So, and don't be afraid to apologize to your husband. If you're like me, my husband always wants to be right. I always want to be right. So it's very difficult to apologize to him because we both want to be right. But definitely that will help keep your relationship strong if you're wrong to apologize. Number 10, everything won't be perfect, but life does not have to be perfect to be good. I used to be a perfectionist. You know, I made straight A's in school, and I used to be a perfectionist. Like, if things weren't perfect, then I was frustrated. If things are out of place, then I was frustrated. But I got to a point when I became a mother and my time was limited and my resources were limited, some things were not going to be perfect. So I learned that everything does not have to be perfect for life to be good. Some days your kids are going to eat cereal for dinner. Some days your 2-year-old is going to fall asleep on the sofa and she hasn't taken a bath, and I will pick her right up and put her in that bed and not think anything about it. You know, things don't have to be perfect to be good. Do your best. Always do your best and try your hardest. But if something's not perfect, if you go to bed and there's dishes in the sink and you're tired and you just can't do them, oh well. You know, it's just not going to be perfect. But definitely try. And try. But if it's not perfect, don't beat yourself up. So those are my top 10 tips for working mothers. And definitely, if you have tips, leave them down below. I would love to hear them. I would love to use them. If they are good tips, I will definitely put them to use because I need all the tips I can get, because some days are crazy. But I hope it was helpful, and I will talk to you guys again soon. God bless you. See you later. Bye-bye.